So I thought I'd show you this. I'm trying to rewrite the script because the script as it was kind of been rewriting as we've been filming, and I've been doing it sort of uh, eight videos at a time, so eight kind of episodes at a time because it's just easier to do that way. So I'd done that with the first kind of 16, and then now it's kind of got to the point where having rewritten those, it's kind of changed the course of the rest of the script, which needed rewriting anyway. I mean, the reason I was rewriting the first eight was because they weren't great. Now I'm kind of trying to figure out where it's going to go. In order to get my head around it, I've done a big sort of chart, like I'm a serial killer or something. It's really hard because there's 64 episodes. It's really hard to get at the moment it's just in script form, so it's just written like a feature with sort of 64 individual episodes done as scenes essentially. Part of the issue is I think as the videos get more complicated, we're going to have to sort of split up the filming because it's not all going to take place in the room in the shed. And really, I should have a finished script. I mean, that's the other thing. I haven't been able to share the full script with the actors yet because it's not finished, and there's some stuff like the way it goes at the moment doesn't. It's the end point really. Like the final end is still right. Getting there is the third act particularly is sort of completely different from how I want it to be now. So each of these lines is an act essentially. So this is Act 1, Act 2 Part 1, Act 2 Part 2, and Act 3, right? And on each of these is 16 kind of slots representing each of the videos. I'll try and get closer so you can see like that. And then so far I've just put in the ones we've filmed, partly to make me feel like, because I put this up on the wall first and I thought, whoa, that's a lot of blank space and stuff we've got to do. So I thought, well, okay, I'll put in the ones we've done, and then that'll make it look like I've actually made some progress. So we have. So these are the ones we filmed. There's probably going to be spoilers if I put it on too close. But yeah, so we've nearly finished the first act. We're only 3 videos off finishing the first act. We've only posted up to 7. I'm posting number 8 soon. Probably by the time I posted this, I'll post number 8. Anyway, so that's where it is at the moment. My next plan is to go through the script and work out which of the videos that I've written that I definitely want to keep, and then I'm going to write those on post-its and figure out where they go, and then have a look at how much space is left and what goes in those spaces. On top of my sort of line with the scenes, I've written the story beats from Save the Cat, the Blake Snyder book. Underneath that, I've written the story beats from The Writer's Journey, the Christopher Vogler book about the Joseph Campbell hero's journey thing. Right. Now, I wouldn't normally do this. So those are probably the 2 kind of screenwriting books I use the most, and I find them not, I can't remember if I said this in a video, they're not necessarily like a set of rules to follow, but they're good as a guide for knowing kind of where you are in the script. And particularly with this, because there's so many videos, and well, because the form it's in, because it's kind of episodic, I suppose, I want to just make sure I'm kind of in the right place in the story. And obviously it's going to work a bit differently than a film because it's a series. I mean, there are some kind of incidental videos that we've filmed that I've not put in here because they don't involve any plot at all, and there might be more of that. Yeah, it's just a guide. What I thought was interesting and sort of worth pointing out, if you, particularly when it's all written out like this, like both sets of steps, there's loads of stuff to put in the first act. Like you find this with a lot of screenwriting suggested structures, I suppose, is that the first act is kind of loaded with things, and then after that, like the second act becomes these kind of more generic, like stuff happens, and then the third act, particularly in both these cases, the third act is just the end, really. I mean, in Save the Cat, it's literally the finale. Like it's where, but the reason for that is the way film's going to work is you set up all this stuff in the first act. If you set up that well, then it's really just about playing it all out. that you set up all these different things in the first act. So you set up your character, what's wrong with them, what they need, what they sort of, and then I guess it's kind of like setting up dominoes. Like you set up all those things, or going up a roller coaster at the beginning, or all various metaphors that you could apply to this. But like the first act, like so the first 30 minutes of a film is where you set up all the stuff, and then you just kind of, if you've done it right, the rest of it should just kind of flow. It doesn't. It normally gets stuck in the second act when you realise you haven't set up enough things, and then you kind of go back and try and fix it, and then the first act becomes 20 pages too long, and then the whole script is about 300 pages, and then you have to start again. That's generally how writing works. Okay, so I'm a bit further along now. What I've been doing, originally I was just going to take the videos out of the script that I wanted. It became a bit too complicated, so I decided to just put everything that's in the full script at the moment on here, and then work out what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, and move it around. And so there's a couple of gaps that I noticed. Those are videos where I ended up in the last lot of videos that we filmed moving some of the later ones earlier because they were better really, and there were some kind of, there were a couple that I didn't really want to film, so yeah, I was already scrapping some of the ones I'd written, so that's why there's some gaps. Those are the ones where I've moved those from. And on the bottom row here are videos that they'll be posted on another channel. So the antagonist character is going to be posting videos as well, so this is kind of where they appear at the moment, although I'm probably going to move all these around. Yeah, I'm already seeing some of the problems with it. Like it escalates a lot, sort of too quickly really. This sort of bit here, there are some kind of things kicking off that actually all of the second act is all kind of the same level of intensity, I suppose. Like it's never too much, but it's not subtle either. so that's been useful, and I think I've got an idea of what I want to do about that. Definitely want to move where the second act ends. And I've got sort of a plan for that, but anyway, so this is going to be in the same video, but it's actually been, this is now 3 weeks later. I've probably got more beard. About 3 weeks ago I had some time to work on this, which is where the wall of stuff came from, and then I've not really had a chance to go back to it because of writing projects and life and stuff. It's been really useful to have though. It's been useful to kind of be able to go, right, this is where I am. I mean, what I've done is kind of moved them a bit around. My big, one of the things I've sort of always thought about it is that the third act, as it's written at the moment, is too long. Really, it's kind of it's like a handful of scenes sort of stretched out into a third act. So I wanted to kind of shorten those. So I'd probably say I've doubled up some of the some of the post-its to kind of try and shorten that, and that sort of freed up some space. I've also taken out some of the videos I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do. I mean, some of them I still might do, I don't know. There's like, some of them just weren't great ideas, some of them were kind of repetitive, and then there was like a ghost kind of element, which I'm still quite interested in, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it the way I did it in the script. So those may go back in, but for the now that they're there. And that allowed me to move some other stuff up. So the midpoint is kind of the same. That was always supposed to be there. What's changed is the break into the third act, because that originally was sort of going to a physical kind of place, and I've pushed going to that place back into later in the third act, which feels better. None of this is going to make any sense at the moment, but eventually it will. But I think I've also decided to kind of leave it. I mean, my plan was to, part of the point of doing this was I wanted to get a finished full script, which I still sort of want to do. What I've realised, what most of my time has been spent doing, actually, the reason I've only just come back to this is actually, now we're posting the episodes weekly, it's been harder to, I've had less time to kind of do stuff on the overall project. But as I'm doing that, like every time I get a reaction to a video, it kind of changes my perception of what the whole project should be, and I get more ideas from it, and I kind of, I sort of want to leave it a bit open still. So, I mean, I'm possibly just making excuses for the fact that I haven't got a finished script, but the next 8 videos aren't actually written. I mean, they are, but I've actually taken some of the ones here. We're going to be in the next 8. Yes, I need to write those, and good. But I just wanted to sort of film a bit of a conclusion to this video, because I know last time it was sort of oh, now I'm going to work out what I'm doing, and then I've kind of left it for 3 weeks, and I don't know. This was like, it was supposed to be temporary. It was like, we're going to leave this up just until the script is finished. But actually, I think it's probably going to be up here forever. So that's where I am. As always, please do message me on Twitter if you want to watch the series and find out what's going on. And yeah.